You know, after more than 30 years sitting across from people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, I've learned something that still surprises me. The eyes don't really grow old. They simply grow tired of being ignored. Most people who walk into my clinic don't come in complaining of blindness or disease. They come in saying things like, "Doctor, every morning it's like I'm waking up through a thin fog," or, "The headlights at night, they just stab my eyes." Some even tell me, "I stopped driving after dark. It's just too much." And I always ask them the same question. "What did you have for breakfast this morning?" They usually laugh. "Breakfast? Doctor, what does that have to do with my eyes?" Well, almost everything. You see, I've spent most of my career studying aging, not just the kind that shows up on your skin or in your joints, but the silent aging that happens in your cells, in your nerves, in the microscopic tissues of your retina. And over the years, I've realized something simple yet profound. The way you start your morning decides how well your eyes will see the world when the sun goes down. I want you to picture something. Imagine you're 65 again. Maybe you already are, and you wake up to the soft light of morning. You reach for your glasses, rub your eyes a little, and everything still feels hazy. The numbers on the clock blur for a second. The newspaper print dances on the page. That gentle fuzziness, that slow awakening of your vision. It's your eyes whispering, "We need help." But here's the good news. They can be helped. Not with pills, not with expensive drops, just with something as humble as what's sitting in your kitchen right now. For years, I believed that age-related vision loss was inevitable, that blurred mornings and headlight glare were simply part of getting older. But I was wrong. It's not just aging, it's a lack of nourishment. The tiny cells in your retina and macula, those that let you see your grandchild's smile or the sparkle of a sunset, depend on nutrients that most of us stopped giving them decades ago. And yet, restoring that nourishment doesn't take a miracle. It takes a breakfast. I call it the 3-minute breakfast for the eyes. Simple ingredients: a boiled egg, a handful of fresh spinach, and a ripe kiwi. That's it. 3 things you can find in any grocery store. But when combined, they become something far more powerful. A kind of natural lens polish, helping your eyes sharpen, adjust, and relax morning to night. Now, you might be thinking, "Doctor, that sounds too simple." I get it. I used to think so too. But let me tell you about Linda. Linda was 60 when she came to see me. She was a retired teacher, smart, lively, full of stories, but she looked tired. "Doctor," she said, "I can't drive at night anymore. The headlights from other cars, they blind me. It's like someone's holding a flashlight right in my eyes." We talked about supplements, glasses, even eye drops, but what she really needed was rebuilding her vision from the inside out. So I told her to start with 1 boiled egg every morning. Just 1. After 3 weeks, she came back smiling. "Doctor," she said, "I drove home last night. The lights were bright, sure, but my eyes didn't ache. I could actually see the road." You could hear the pride in her voice, the relief. It wasn't magic, it was biology. The yolk of that egg gave her eyes what they'd been missing: lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 compounds that act like natural sunglasses inside your eyes, filtering harsh blue light from phones, LED bulbs, and sunlight. They also carry vitamin A, the ingredient your eyes use to see in the dark. That's why Linda could finally drive again without fear. Now, here's something I often ask my viewers. What's the first thing your eyes see each morning? Maybe it's the face of someone you love. Maybe it's the light coming through your window. Or maybe, like so many of my patients, it's a blur you've simply accepted as normal. But what if it didn't have to be? You see, I believe every morning gives us a second chance, a small window to rebuild what time has worn down. And breakfast is that moment. It's not just about filling your stomach, it's about fueling your vision. Take spinach, for example. Most of us think of it as just a leafy green for salads. But to your eyes, spinach is a shield. Its lutein and zeaxanthin protect the macula, the tiny control tower that lets you read, recognize faces, and see detail. Without enough of those nutrients, blue light slowly wears your vision thin. the way sunlight fades an old photograph. I once worked with Susan, a 68-year-old librarian who told me she couldn't read for more than 30 minutes before the lines on the page began to blur. We didn't change her glasses. We changed her breakfast, a small spinach salad with olive oil each morning. 4 weeks later, she called and said, "Doctor, I read for 2 hours last night. No burning, no strain. I even drove home without squinting." That's the thing about healing. It often starts with something small. And then there's kiwi, the little fuzzy fruit most people ignore. But it's one of nature's best healers for your eyes. Kiwi is loaded with vitamin C, which strengthens the tiny capillaries feeding your retina, and it contains natural serotonin, which helps your body make melatonin, the sleep hormone your eyes rely on to repair themselves at night. So while you rest, your eyes actually heal. One of my patients, Daniel, 71, told me he hadn't slept through the night in years, and every morning his eyes felt gritty, like sandpaper. I asked him to eat 2 kiwis after dinner. 3 weeks later, he said, "I slept through the night, and for the first time in years, I woke up and the world looked sharp again." That's the beauty of it. Your body still remembers how to heal. It just needs the right materials. So, tomorrow morning, I want you to try something. Before reaching for the coffee pot or your phone, pause. Take 3 minutes. Boil an egg, rinse a handful of spinach, slice a ripe kiwi. Sit down, take a breath, and let that small act become your first gift to your eyes. Because when you care for your vision, you're not just preserving sight, you're preserving connection. The ability to see your loved one's face clearly, to watch the colors of a sunset, to read the words that move your soul. Your eyes haven't given up on you. Give them what they need, and you might be amazed at what they can still do. Now, let me tell you the part that most people never get to hear. The real science behind this 3-minute breakfast. Within just 3 weeks, her body began to restore the macular pigment, the central area of the retina that helps you see fine details, read, drive, and recognize familiar faces. A small change, yet it brought a whole new way of seeing life. Next comes spinach. I often tell my patients, if there's one vegetable that acts like medicine for your eyes, it's spinach. Most of us see it as just another leafy green, but in truth, spinach is the green armor of your vision. It's rich in iron, vitamin E, and most importantly, lutein, a nutrient proven to slow down macular degeneration by up to 40%, the leading cause of vision loss among older adults. I still remember Susan, a 68-year-old librarian. She came to me exhausted, saying, "Doctor, I can only read for 20 minutes before the words start to dance on the page." I didn't change her glasses. I changed her breakfast. Each morning, she sautéed a handful of spinach in a little olive oil. A month later, she returned with brighter eyes. "Doctor," she said, "I read for 2 hours last night. My eyes didn't burn, and I even read my grandson a bedtime story." That sentence has stayed with me ever since, because sometimes the power to heal isn't found in a prescription. It's right there, on your plate. And finally, the kiwi. A little gift I like to call the freshest dose of vitamin C for your eyes. People usually think vitamin C just boosts the immune system or fights colds. But for your eyes, it's more like a cool river washing away fatigue from the tiny blood vessels in your retina. It keeps those vessels strong, reducing the risk of retinal bleeding, something many older adults suffer from without even knowing it. I once met Daniel, 71, a cheerful man whose eyes were always red and gritty, like they were full of sand. Every morning felt like a battle just to open them. I told him only one thing: each night, eat 2 kiwis. 3 weeks later, he came back smiling gently. "Doctor," he said, "I slept straight through the night, and when I woke up, the world looked clear again." It wasn't a miracle. It was serotonin from the kiwi helping him sleep deeper, and melatonin production giving his eyes the time they needed to heal. Science has already proven this. While you sleep, your eyes don't rest, and they repair. They clean, rebuild, and regenerate the light-sensitive cells that let you see clearly. If you're not sleeping well, you're skipping the golden hours when your eyes could be reborn. So tomorrow morning, if you have just 3 minutes, don't waste them scrolling through your phone or reading gloomy headlines. Give those minutes back to your eyes. Boil an egg, rinse a few leaves of spinach, slice a ripe kiwi, sit down, eat slowly, and remember this: you're not just having breakfast, you're investing in another day of seeing life clearly. Let breakfast become your small act of self-love, a simple ritual that helps you begin each day with sharper colors, brighter faces, and moments that feel a little more precious. Because your eyes, just like you, were never truly old. They've simply been waiting for you to care again, gently, each morning. And you know what? Sometimes the journey to reclaim our health isn't about chasing something grand. It's about returning to the simplest things: a full night's sleep, a home-cooked meal, an early morning when you step outside, breathe in the fresh air, and gently remind yourself, I'm still here, and I can still take care of myself every single day. I believe aging isn't the end of health. It's an invitation to live more deeply, more slowly, and more mindfully. If you're listening to me right now and you feel something quietly stir inside your heart, maybe this is your moment to begin again, even if it's just with one small change. Let each day pass not as one more day to live, but as a day truly lived. You can start simply by remembering what we've talked about today, and try it out in your own life. Your body will respond, your mind will soften, and your energy will return, gently, naturally. If this message resonates with you, please click like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Not just to support this channel, but to make sure you don't miss any of the meaningful stories and practical health insights crafted for people our age. Because sometimes, one right video at the right time can change the way we see our body and our life. Thank you for spending your time here with me. I wish you peace, strength, and the gentle reminder that, no matter your age, health is still the gift you can nurture every single day. See you in the next video.